Hey guys, what's up? It's Bib7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Daughter of Chaos quest a little bit, and also giving some additional thoughts on the Wilderness update after, it came out yesterday. I know I said I was going to make a video on the quest yesterday, but I was unable to complete it or do it yesterday. Had a little bit of stuff to do in real life in the afternoon, so I wasn't able to get it done. But I have just completed the quest about 5 minutes ago. Daughter of Chaos right here. So yeah, it gives one quest point, 30k div XP and archaeology XP, and then some override thing, armor of Dis weapon overrides. And of course, it also upgraded my Infernal puzzle box to tier 2. I haven't done Demons in the Wilderness yet, so I don't have that. But I do have the 10% damage reduction and 5% increased damage dealt while in the Wilderness, so definitely worth bringing this thing for Wilderness Slayer tasks. And I am going to try and do some of those on this account, and maybe I'll get like 5 or 10 of the chests and open those maybe I'll do a short video for it later in the week, or maybe I will do a video for it. I'll just include it in next week's vlog. I'm not sure, but I will have an opening for some of those eventually, just to give them a try. And the next unlock is coming in September, so that is obviously next month. Don't know. I don't think we know what update that is yet. It's potentially the death cost rework, but I can't see that bringing any additional effects to the Infernal puzzle box. So maybe there is some other small piece of content coming in relation to the Legacy of Zamorak storyline that we're going to be getting in September. But anyway, yeah, as far as the quest goes, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good quest. It was pretty fun. The combat sections were enjoyable. I liked those quite a bit. If you don't want spoilers, then obviously I wouldn't watch this. But basically, when you're doing the quest, you play quite a bit as Moya, that character from quite a few quests now, and she has 3 abilities which are pretty interesting. She basically has like a bladed dive ability that you can use, and that will deal some AOE damage when you use it. And she will, you can use that quite often for movement as well as AOE damage. Then you have a siphoning ability, which is kind of like, you kind of drain life from your enemy and heal off of it. That one's very important to use. And then you have a kind of big AOE explosion bomb around you, but that has like a really long cooldown, so you don't get to use that too much. But yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. A couple smaller combat sections, and then a little boss fight at the end with Avarice is pretty cool. And yeah, overall I enjoyed that. And it was quite short as well, so that is important to, I guess, include, although it is labeled as a novice quest. If you look in the difficulty order, novice, the lowest tier of quest, and Daughter of Chaos is right there, so it is makes sense that it would be short. And there's also, it was pretty easy too. Of course, there's no the combat sections aren't difficult, and according to the wiki, you can also even lower the difficulty of them further if you fail to complete them. So that's interesting, and they are a safe death as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about it. There's not a whole lot else to talk about in terms of, how the story went. It wasn't that crazy. It was kind of cool to see some of the wilderness camps that Moya was at, or I guess there was just the one camp. But yeah, I guess Moya is kind of going to be a bit of an enemy of ours in the coming storyline. It seems like, basically, from the how the quest went, and especially the ending. We're going to be needing to try and stop her from doing whatever she's trying to do. I don't understand exactly. She's trying to cause some sort of conflict. I need to read more about her backstory and background and stuff, because I don't 100% know where she's coming from and all that. And that is, of course, not helped by the fact that she had her model changed and looks completely different now. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not attributing some of the things I do know to her because she's different looking. But yeah, overall, enjoyable little quest, and very, very worth doing for this Infernal puzzle box upgrade. So I would highly recommend you do it. Don't really think I need to make a guide on it. The wiki does already have a good guide on the one of their quick guides, and I'm sure that's more than enough for most people. And it's really not a complicated quest. I didn't use the guide, and it didn't take me. I really had no issues knowing where to go or what to do. So it was pretty straightforward. And yeah, so enjoyable quest, and looking forward to wherever they go next with this storyline. And I'm kind of glad they paired this with the Wilderness Reborn because, as I said, it was pretty short, pretty small quest. So having that on its own for the entire month's release would have been a little bit underwhelming, but coupled with the Wilderness Rejuvenation or Reborn or whatever, it was definitely pretty good. So yeah, now I guess to talk a little bit more about the Wilderness, since basically yesterday all I did was my first look, which was me running around and just looking at everything for the first time. I guess now I can kind of expand on my thoughts after reading people's experience about it. And I haven't actually done the Slayer and stuff, so I'll probably talk about that in more detail in the video where I open the chests. But from what people have been saying on Reddit, and this was something that I kind of just assumed as well, because as I mentioned in the video yesterday, the ambush monsters don't give any loot. And I just think that that completely defeats the purpose of them even existing, because obviously we have very accessible and easy to use movement abilities in the game. If an ambush spawns on top of me of a bunch of monsters, I am just going to Surge Blade to dive away, and maybe I can hop worlds, or I don't know how exactly it works, or like maybe they just despawn shortly after. That's again something I'll have to find out during my Slayer time there. But yeah, it just seems kind of lame. Like there's no reason at all for you to kill them because they give you nothing. There's no benefit. It just doesn't make any sense. Like I guess if the intent is for us to just run away, then I mean, I guess they succeeded in that regard, but then it's just kind of a boring mechanic, and I don't really understand the point of it because I mean, as long as you're paying attention, you're definitely not going to die if you can just Surge Blade to dive and immediately get away. I assume. I mean, I don't know how big the actual groups can get, but I don't think you're just going to get one tapped and not be able to live, even as long as you're paying attention. So, yeah, that's kind of something to note. And something I've seen a lot of people complaining about is that it is annoying, and people keep saying that they've nerfed skilling in the Wilderness. And as far as skilling in the Wilderness goes, you think of things like there's these charming moths, I think here, that people seem to do a lot. I don't know if those are good XP or what it is, but there's those. There's black salamanders, which you can do. And then, of course, there's the agility course up here, doing safe cracking at the rogue's castle, stuff like that. That is pretty much like most of the skilling available. And then, of course, the cursed wisps, but that still enables your PvP. And they're saying it's just everything's harder to do skilling now because you have to potentially just run away from an ambush, and also you have to be prepared for the volcano to attack you and pray against that. But I think what they weren't trying to make they were trying to keep the Wilderness dangerous is what they said. But the problem I guess people are having, or what they feel isn't good, is because previously the Wilderness was only dangerous if someone came and tried to grief you and kill you while you're doing something in the Wilderness. Now the Wilderness is always dangerous pretty much, but it's also kind of similar to someone coming and griefing you when these monster ambushes spawn, because similarly to when you're getting PK'd, you're just going to try and run away, and you know more that it is going to happen, and you're going to be prepared for it to happen, and it's a much easier situation to deal with and stuff. But it's just kind of like you're getting attacked by the monsters, and they're gonna PK you or something. I don't know. So I think they need to change the ambushes somehow, make them give you rewards, like give you a reason to try and fight them, because obviously it's very dangerous when a ton of high level Slayer mobs spawn on you. Definitely different attack styles, a lot of damage. So there's, even if you wanted to try and attack them and fight them for a challenge right now, you literally get nothing, which makes absolutely no sense. Even if they gave regular drops for their monsters, nobody would want to kill them because it just wouldn't be worth it. So yeah, that just seems like that really has missed the mark with the ambushes personally. And I'm sure I'll feel that way even more strongly once I have done some Slayer myself. But yeah, that's a point I saw being brought up a lot. And also, I think the threat level is caps out at 10. That's the maximum level, I do believe. So that's just something I wanted to mention. And let's see, is there any other things about this one, about the Wilderness that I wanted to cover? Yeah, look at this right here. What is that? Oh, yeah, the volcano is super lame, bro. I really expected there to be something there, or something. They advertised it as like a big thing of the update, and it's like you do a couple of agility shortcuts and there's just nothing. It's just absolutely nothing up there. So it is very lame. I don't know why they didn't put anything up there. Maybe they will in the future. Maybe there'll be something there for one of the additional updates down the line. I hope so, because right now it is pretty lame. And you can't even go up there and get a big view or vantage point because of all this stupid fog that's everywhere. Looks really, I just don't know why they added all this fog to the wild here. I mean, it kind of brings out that oppressive atmosphere that the wilderness tends to have, but I don't know. It's just more annoying than anything to me personally. But yeah, one other thing is that people said that they would like a place where abyssal lords are by themselves. Apparently, abyssal lords are only placed in locations where there are additional abyssal creatures with them. I think the savages or the beasts are also with them. So maybe I hope they would do that. Some people said that they thought that there was too many monsters. Oh, there you go. I just got ambushed. That's the first time it's ever happened to me. I'm only at threat level. I'm at threat level 0, and I still got ambushed. But it is just a lone dark beast. So yeah, like let's see actually what happens. So he's I surged away, and he's lost interest. So yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I don't. That's super lame, if you ask me. Is it gonna disappear? I wonder, or is it gonna keep like lurking around? Like, say I was killing these hellhounds, would I just have to kill it to keep going? Or is it going to be despawning? An interesting experiment to see. And I'll just hang around here while I keep talking. I wonder what its wander range is, because it seems like it kind of walked back to where. Oh, it's gone. Wow, that is so lame, dude. So you can literally surge bladed dive away. They will lose aggro, and then you just wait for a couple seconds, like 30 seconds, and they'll disappear. Yeah, they really need to change the ambushes. Oh, that's green. I wonder how much that would have hit if I didn't pray. That barely hit me anything. You don't have a lot of time to react to that, so that's an important thing to notice. You have to be pretty quick and definitely have to be paying attention, but not that. I mean, it's not that difficult. It was clearly a huge green blob. Oh, and that must have been what that was in my video the other day when I didn't know what was there in the wild that when I was exploring. But yeah, I mean that's the main thing. That and the volcano are pretty lame, but otherwise, I mean, I don't really agree with the fact that people have been saying that there's too many monsters. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely unique to the area where there's just a ton of monsters spammed everywhere, and you're pretty much never really that safe, especially when you go deeper. So I mean, I think that's cool. Personally, I can understand why people think that there shouldn't be so many, but that's kind of their thing, is to have it be the high density of mobs so you can kill tons if you're willing to take on the risks of being in the wild. So yeah, and that is pretty much it, I guess. I don't think. Oh, I think they still have fire giants on the wilderness slayer guy, even though they don't exist in the wild anymore. They used to be in that cave up north that I said that they probably didn't change when I was going to go in it. This one here. This is where they oh god. Yeah, see, look, it even says it here on the map. They used to be in this cave and in the hill giant. That's interesting actually, that all this stuff is on the map and it's not correct anymore. But yeah, they used to be in this cave. Now that's like Onyx and Hydrix dragons, so they need to fix that. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it for this video, you guys. Those are my additional thoughts. Overall, I think the wilderness update was good. I'm glad that they've removed PvP from being an issue, but I do hopefully want them to change that threat system in the ambushes somehow, because right now it is super duper lame, if you ask me. Just surge blade dive away, wait for them to despawn, and people will probably do that anyway, regardless of what they change, unless they make it so they don't despawn. But there should at least be some incentive to kill them. Like maybe they have an increased drop rate for their rare items, something, because it does. I don't understand how they just decided to have them have no drops and no XP, because I think they should have more than their regular drops. It's crazy, but anyway, you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments on the quest and any additional thoughts you have on the wilderness update. And yeah, I'll probably have a hardcore episode out at some point, maybe next or this weekend rather. I've been a bit busy this weekend and stuff, so I wasn't able to get one together, but I will probably try and do that in in the next bit. And of course, I'll make my normal weekly vlog on Monday. Again, try and have some Slayer loot chests in there. Unless I get those done early, then I could make a little mini video for opening those. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, leave me your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.